In this video, we're going to look at how to conjugate a normal or regular third conjugation verb in the present tense. And we'll be doing that with peto petera, the verb to seek, or to look for, or head for, or attack. To do this, we first need to just copy our dictionary definition. The first word, which is the present tense first person singular, is going to go into that box for the first person singular on our present tense chart. Here is the first word of my dictionary definition, peto. Since I know that that's the first person singular, I'm just going to copy it exactly as it appears in the dictionary definition onto my chart for the present tense. Peto means I seek or I am seeking. Now I need to find my stem, and I'm going to do that by removing the last three letters. In this case, it's E-R-E, but that first vowel could be different if we were looking at another verb, from the infinitive, or the second principal part of the dictionary definition, and that'll go in all those boxes that we haven't dealt with yet. So if I ignore the E-R-E, the end of the infinitive, I'm left with the stem, which is just pet, P-E-T. And I'm going to put that in all these other boxes, and that will be the beginning of all my present tense forms. Now I'm ready for step 3. To complete the third step, first I need to identify the conjugation of this verb. Usually you only need to look at the second principal part, or the infinitive, to figure out the conjugation. Because peto petera ends in a short E-R-E, without a macron or long mark on this E in front of the R-E, that tells me it's third conjugation. However, you'll notice this special note here. If the infinitive ends in short E-R-E, we should also check the first principal part, the first word of the dictionary definition, to see if it's just a normal third conjugation verb, or if it belongs to a special group that we need to treat differently called third I-O. Third I-O, true to its name, will have an I in front of the O on that first principal part. But you can see here, we just have the stem pet, P-E-T, and then the letter O, no I in front of the O. So this isn't a third I-O verb. It's a normal third conjugation verb. Now, the real thing we need to do in step 3 is to add our vowel onto all those forms where right now we just have a stem. And you'll see that for third I-O, and fourth conjugation, they use the vowel I. So we're going to go add that I in after our stems. However, because we're looking at a third conjugation verb, we have an exception we need to worry about. When we get to the third person plural, we're going to change that I. Instead of using I in that one spot, we're going to use you instead. If you've been in my class, you'll know the dorky phrase that a student of mine once came up with, it isn't int. So they very seldom have the ending int in the third person plural when you conjugate verbs. So here we are back at our chart. We're going to add in that vowel I. You'll notice in the first person singular there wasn't an I, and that's okay. That was just our clue that this is a regular third conjugation, not third I-O. And the other place to watch out for is right here. There will not be an I in the third person plural. This is another exception. So watch out for that. That's forgotten pretty often. Now we're ready for our last step, which is to add our endings. These are the personal endings, and they tell you the person who is the subject of these particular verbs. We don't have to add the O, because we've already copied it from the dictionary definition, and that form's all done. So that's why that's in brackets. But the rest of these endings we're going to add to finish forming the present tense of peto. Here we are back at our chart. I'm going to add S for petis, you seek. T for petit, he, she, or it seeks. Petimus, we seek. Petitis, y'all seek. And then here, where we used you instead of an I, we get petunt, they seek. And that is the present tense of a regular third conjugation verb.